Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you all today? Hope you're good. We're having weird weather again. I suddenly feel really hot and sticky, even though 1 week ago the temperature's 34, today it's 17. Who knew? And apparently we're due a load of rain, which is brilliant. So I'm going to be away from the plot for a few days, so I thought today I'll just do a really quick catch up because it's what I love about this time of year. When I did the June tour of the garden, it was 3 weeks ago, and it's really changed quite a bit since then. And I think following on from this heat and this rain we're now due, by the time I come back from my little jaunt, I think it's going to have changed again. So come on, let's go down the garden and have a look to see what's been going on. I think it's a bit windy today. There's sudden little gusts, so I hope that's not going to be too hideous to listen to. But anyway, come on, let's go and have a little look. This time of year is just great because I know I always say that, don't I? This time of year is great. I love this time of year. But it's true. I love it because the plants are really getting established. Here comes that wind. The plants are really getting established. They're just doing their own thing. They're just doing what they need to do. So here we are, gradually coming to the top of the garden, and I'm going to show you these beauties first. I'll just swing you around there. Look at the size of the buds on my lily. So if you remember, at the beginning of June I was speculating they normally come out about 2 weeks after my birthday, so about mid-July. And I reckon, yeah, they've got a ways to go yet, haven't they? I was just wondering about, are they going to burst forth while I'm away, which would not be fair. And look, all along the front, the little flowers are starting to come out. I've absolutely loved this cornflower, this really purple one. So pretty. Actually, I think today I'll do a little bit of deadheading. The more I deadhead, the more flowers I'll get. Wonderful. So coming over here, can you see, look how well the parsnips are doing. They're really sturdy little plants now. And then way tucked under here is where I had to do the second sowing. It's the tiniest little bit, but they've come good as well. And all of the calendula are about to burst forth. I have got more this year than I had last. But the thing was, last year, literally every time I was taking heads off to save the petals for sort of cosmetic stuff at home, which I will show you guys later on, the more I took their heads off, the more they produced. Yay! And then this, oh look how much the chickpeas have shot up. And I don't know if you can see, but the first of their little flowers are appearing. Oh, it's so lovely. Oh look, there's a, oh no, he's buzzed off. I was going to say there was a bee being perfectly happy and busy in there. And then look how much the quinoa have shot up. They're what, 1.5 feet tall now? So these sort of red spotty patches on their leaves, yellow red spotty patches, I've no idea what they are. I've tried to look it up and couldn't find anything, so I don't know if any of you guys have grown them, if you know what that is. Is it something to worry about? I mean, they seem sturdy enough and happy enough. When I get back, I shall be digging out the first of the new potatoes because they are looking ready. And once they've come out, I can put in their place some purple sprouting broccoli. Main crop spuds looking great. Now, do you remember what I was saying about weeding? I think I did weed out the quinoa and left the fat hen in. What an umpty. But never mind, I will harvest the fat hen and use it as you would spinach. I think it was an okay idea to use this space between the spuds, but I just needed to have got onto that weeding when the quinoa were much bigger than the fat hen. Lesson learned for next year. It's all about learning lessons, isn't it? The celery is looking absolutely fine. I gave this an absolute soaking the other night, and now it's mulched with, can you see all these grass clippings? And you can see underneath how actually it's doing its job. If you compare that bit of soil with unmulched soil, definitely doing its job. Got more little flowers coming out, they're so pretty. Now, the celeriac. Let's get up close and personal. Can you see how they're starting to form their little bulbs, their brains? I can't wait to eat your brain. So again, they've had a really good soaking and a mulching with the grass clippings, because they are related to a bog plant and they do like to be kept really moist. So one of my neighbours, a lady a couple of plots away, kindly offered, oh, she was so sweet, she offered without me even asking, she's offered to water for me. So I've said focus on the celery and celeriac. The rocking core beans, oh, what happened there? Yes, a fox dug one out. These guys are starting to come into flower as well. Yay, masses and masses of beans to be had. These are the edamame, and there was a gap here. This is a little teeny tiny struggling aubergine. It was a leftover plant that a friend had. So it ain't looking too happy, but do you know what? Plants have an amazing ability to recover. So keeping fingers crossed. And look at the corn. It's looking gorgeous. So I've been giving this at least a 2 weekly, if not a 3 weekly feed of 1 part of my urine with about 15 parts of water, because I will really enjoy the nitrogen they get from that. And they seem to be doing pretty well on it. Can't wait to try. Excuse me. Onions are still doing their thing. They're fattening up now, both the red and the white. There's some nice bulbs in there, fantastic. They will come out in about anywhere between the next 4 and 6 weeks, and then there'll be broccoli in one side, and then over here there'll be Savoy or the Cavolo. So some of the carrots are looking mighty fine. And then where I re-sowed, I think you're probably not going to pick it up on here, but there are a few coming through. But yeah, a bit of a rubbish year for carrots for me. Never mind, leeks are thickening up. It's weird, isn't it, how you can grow things year after year and have no issues, and then one year they just don't work. Who knows why? The squash bed. So when they all went in, if you remember, they were quite yellow and a bit sickly. They've only been in about 10 days or so. But just getting them in the soil with a bit of compost from the compost bin, and they're all perking up. So I'm expecting these guys to now really start to romp away. Actually, the honey boats are looking particularly good, say, in comparison with the butternut. But whatever happens, I'm sure there's going to be a harvest. Peppers are all starting to flower. Look at this teeny flower. I think it's so lovely at this time of year to go around the garden, and although we get excited about the veg, it's just to take some time to look at the flowers the plants are producing. Cucumbers are starting to, they're getting going, they're getting away. They're all pretty much up to the 2nd stick, some are up to the 3rd. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, wow. This is going to be a jungle when I come home. Tomatoes are all looking absolutely fine at the moment. Again, they'll need some care when I come back, so I will start to actually, let me show you where the leaves are. I'll start to clip some of the leaf, some of the foliage back, just to create a bit more airflow around each plant. Good airflow helps sort of dry the plants out when they get wet, which is something we want to keep an eye on because of blight. But yeah, they're all looking good. Again, just taking time out to see their lovely little flowers. Such delicate little things, aren't they? Oh, happy, happy days. My little red cabbage patch. Actually, they are starting to hearten up a bit. But as I say, I'm not too worried about them having, you know, these crazy firm hearts. It's more about just enjoying the leaves. The rose has done its thing, so I've given it a few trims, and hopefully it will give me a second bloom in the autumn, which is what it normally does. And then this I'm chuffed with, because I actually thought I just wasn't going to get any this year, but lots and lots of little fennel coming up. Isn't that the prettiest plant? I think fennel and chickpea are two of my favourite plants just for how they look. Oh, sigh. And here we have all the cocoa trips, all the cocoa de Pan pollen. Some are still looking a bit yellow and pale. I think they just need to get their roots down a bit more. They've had a feed, but I'm thinking perhaps just give them a bit more feed. Whenever I mention feed, I'm always talking about basically my wee and some water. Oh, I forgot to mention, back over there where the cukes and peppers are, if you can see just underneath where the cukes are, I've sown a load of just sort of salad leaves, and hopefully that little bit of shade from the cukes will stop things bolting. But look at this sight. Oh, the gigantes are in full flower. Actually, it's again another really beautiful flower to take some time to look at. Isn't that pretty? They've romped away. Actually, all the beans are doing great now. They seemed a bit slow to start with, but now they've got going. But I want to show you something really, really, really special. And I might be asking you guys for your help later in the year with this one, because down here I've got a couple of little babies, and I've got another one on the front row of beans. Now, this came from a neighbour who, like me, is very keen to save seed, grow seed on, try different things. They think it's a climbing bean called Churchill Black. They had only a tiny handful of beans, they sowed them, and 6 came up. So I'm the guardian of 3 of them. Yeah, like I say, there's 2 here and 1 on the front row. And the idea is that we won't have any of them to eat this year, but we will simply try to increase the seed stock of them. Not entirely sure what they're going to look like when they're grown up. Not sure what they're going to taste like. But yeah, that's quite an exciting thing to be doing, is to sort of guardian of the seed. No pressure, Vivi, no pressure. But I'm hoping that once it's actually grown and produced pods, that showing pictures of those around and the beans themselves, that somebody somewhere may be able to help identify them. Because if you look up Churchill Black online, I couldn't find a single thing about it. Maybe it has a different name, who knows, but it's a really exciting project. And also, because I didn't sow them, because my friend sowed them, I didn't even see the colour of the beans, but I think they're black. Yay! Look at that squash under there. That's a happy squash, isn't it? That is one of the Rouge Vif d'Étampes. Just going to try and get in here and show. Look, there's masses of flowers coming. I think it looks like it's going to head that way towards that bed. Oh, I'm going to have to train it somehow, aren't I think. But yeah, let's just get out of the bean bed a second before I go flying. Oopla! Of course, the obligatory sunflowers on the end of every bean row. That'll be half for me and half for the birds. Masses of peas coming now. So again, I think by the time I get home from my little jaunt, I should be having a nice pick. And I've got a really fun new idea for something to do with my pea pods this year. I will show you how I make my pea pod soup, but I've got another idea too. More of that later. Yee! And then finally, oh, look how the flowers have come out here. Isn't that just so pretty? Come on, pollinators, in you come. So here's the baby butternuts I got in. Gosh, it was only about a week ago. Oh, they're so much happier to be in the ground. And then look at these two beasties. This is the two Geet Okusumin, which are going to be massive. And they're already trying to get their flowers going. Oh, so exciting, so exciting. And then finally the slightly more runt plants, but again they're all picking up. This is more baby butternuts. But everything just seems to be, well, a combination I think of loving the heat, and now we're getting a little bit of moisture, they're happy again. Oh, and last but not least, I've put me, what are me brassicas doing? So about that little interruption, someone walked onto my plot. So, like I said, I don't like filming when there are other folk around because, you know, it's not filming with their permission. What I was saying, I'm just going to swing you guys around, is that for now, all my brassicas are here under these sort of shade nets. Happy bunnies, just to give them a bit of protection from the sun and the heat. And as I say, in a matter of the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, they will all start to go in the ground. Woo! And then we'll be thinking about winter, which is a bit bonkers, isn't it, with the temperatures we've been having, to be thinking about winter. So there we have it. That's just a little quick catch up. And as I say, I wanted to do it because a couple of nights ago I was just looking back at the June tour and I was thinking, wow, things really do get a giddy pace on at this time of year. And I know that by the time I'm back here and filming again, it'll probably be 10 days before I do another video. I'll certainly be back to the allotment before then, but by the time I get the camera out again in 10 days or so, I'm hoping that there are squash up frames, more flowers, first beans showing, that sort of thing. So for now I'm going to say cheerio. Have a wonderful time in your gardens in the next few days. Have fun picking and noshing your first harvests. And that's about it for now. I will see you after my little trip. Stay well, everyone. Take care.